Hey, what's up everybody, Arjen here, and I'm back with another recap video of the Styria Grand Prix. Before I start, let me start with some context to the MotoGP race. So the race got underway, and on the third lap of the race an incident happened at turn 3. That's the same corner where the huge accident happened last year. So exiting turn 3, Dani Pedrosa lost the rear and his bike skid across the track, stopping in the middle of the track, and a couple of bikes were able to avoid the bike, but unfortunately Lorenzo Salvadori wasn't able to evade the bike and rode right into it. A fuel tank ruptured and burned Pedrosa's bike like the Notre Dame in Paris. Luckily, Salvadori escaped with only a foot injury, which he already was operated on successfully, so that's good. It sparked some thoughts in my mind about the safety of the track. That's now 4 huge incidents in 2 years if you think about it. And I agree, the track delivers some magnificent racing, but is it all worth it? That's something for the riders to see if they feel comfortable on the track, and I hope it will be an incidentless race next week. The part I'm now going to talk about is the second race, which was just a full restart of the race, so let's get on with it. So the race top 5 was as follows. Jorge Martin won the race and he fully deserves it. I mean, the Martinator rode an incredible race, he did very nice. Then second was Joan Mir, third was Fabio Quartararo, Brad Binder was in fourth, which was impressive if you know he started 16th, and Takaki Nakagami was 5th. That leaves the championship top 5 like this. Fabio Quartararo leads with 172 points, Johan Zarco is second with 132 points, Joan Mir is climbing up with 121 points, Francesco Bagnaia had an off day, he now has 114 points, and Jack Miller stays on 100 points. Then my rookie to watch, Enea Bastianini, grabbed some points and experience in 12th position. And my underdog to watch, Aleix Espargaro, had an unfortunate time out in Styria. He was pushed wide in both race starts by Marc Marquez and then had to retire due to a technical problem. Then the kudos of the week go to the MotoGP legend Dani Pedrosa. He hasn't raced in 3 years, was involved in an incident that red flagged the first race and then just stuck it into 10th place in the restarted race. So very good job from the little samurai. Huge respect and also a shout out to Kyle Crutchlow, who finished in 17th place on his short comeback to replace the injured Franco Morbidelli. Then the sad part of the week was the official announcement of Valentino Rossi's retirement. I mean, I started watching him when I was about 9 years old and now I'm 25. So he's been around a long time and now he's an icon for the motorsports world. I must admit that watching the press conference made me emotional. I will make a dedicated video for Rossi when the season is done for sure. And then my wild win prediction, I didn't predict anybody so I wasn't wrong, but for next week I think Joan Mir could win the race. Then moving over to the Moto2 class, the race of 5 was as follows. Marco Bezzecchi, he was back on top. Aaron Canet was second. Augusto Fernandez was third. Nice race for him. Remy Garner was fourth and Ayagura was 5th. That leaves the championship top 5 like this. Remy Garner still leads with 197 points. Raul Fernandez has 162 points. Marco Bezzecchi has 153 points. Sam Lowes has 101 points. Fabio Di Gianantonio has 76 points. And my rookie to watch, Raul Fernandez had a decent race in 7th, and it was also announced that he will move up to the MotoGP class next year into the KTM Tech 3 squad. So exciting prospects for the young Spaniard. Then my underdog to watch, Jake Dixon, he had a decent race in Austria, he finished 12th. And the kudos of the week go to Somkhat Chantra, who had a good race in the mixed conditions, he finished in 8th. Then the sad part of the race was when Ayagura had to take a long lap penalty and was given a 3-second penalty afterwards, after the race I mean, for not taking it correctly. He crossed the white line on the long lap penalty I think. So he was riding very well and he was in podium contention while he got it. He really deserves a podium, so I hope he'll get one next week. Then a special mention for Bo Benschneider, who had a tough weekend in 23rd, and for Barry Baltus, who unfortunately crashed out of the race early on. But I hope they both can do a solid performance next weekend. And then my wild win prediction, again I didn't predict anyone so I couldn't be wrong, but I think Ayagura could take the win, surprisingly. Alright, then let's go to the last class, that's the Moto3 class, and the race of 5 was as follows. Pedro Acosta won the race, Surprise, surprise. Sergio Garcia was second, Romano Fenati was third, Joe Masia was fourth, and Ayumu Sasaki was fifth. That leaves the championship top 5 like this. Pedro Acosta still leads with 183 points. Sergio Garcia has 130 points. Romano Fenati has 96 points. Dennis Foggia has 86 points. And Joe Masia is close on his tail with 85 points. Then my rookie to watch, Pedro Acosta. Well, yet again, what can I say? He has so far ridden 10 races in Moto3 and he won half of them. Just unbelievable to see, and he's only 17 years old, mind you. I don't like to say things like these so early, but I think we are watching a new incredible generational talent in the class of Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez. Then my underdog to watch, Deniz Öncü, had to start from pole position, but due to a tire adjustment at the last minute, he broke some rules apparently and had to start from the back of the grid, and in the end he finished in 21st. A pity for Dennis. Then the kudos of the week go to Max Koffler for finishing in 9th in his home race and Ryusei Yamanaka for finishing in 7th. Both very good performances for the young guys. Then the sad part of the race was when Deniz Öncü was told he had to start from the back of the grid. I mean, he was on pole, he was so happy, and then his team made a mistake, I guess, and well, it cost him dearly. And then my wild win prediction, again, no prediction from last time, so for next week, I just think Pedro Acosta will just take the double in Austria. So that was it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. I would be happy to answer. And yeah, let's stay safe everybody, and I hope it will be an incidentless race next week. Goodbye.